Francisco Goya's The 3rd of May, 1808 is more than a painting. It's a scream frozen in oil, a howl of protest that refuses to be ignored. It's one of the most powerful anti-war statements ever created. This isn't art to be admired from a distance. It's art that accuses and remembers. The painting's impact is amplified by its companion piece, The 2nd of May, 1808, which captures the chaos of Madrid's uprising against Napoleon's forces. In our previous video, we explored the 2nd of May, 1808, so if you haven't seen it yet, I recommend watching that first to fully understand the story that continues in the 3rd of May. The 3rd of May shows, in fact, the aftermath, the cold, merciless retribution that followed. Together, they form a diptych of revolution and consequence, exposing the brutal realities of conflict. Goya painted these works 6 years after the events, not as propaganda, but as a memorial to the anonymous victims of war. He shattered the tradition of glorifying war, instead revealing its squalid, inhuman reality. There is no glory in a firing squad, no nobility in a massacre, only fear, blood, and the tragic loss of life. Goya's vision was revolutionary, forever changing how art could confront history and suffering. This is art as witness, as indictment, as memory. To grasp the painting's power, we must understand its history. If you missed the previous video, here's the short version. In 1808, Napoleon's armies entered Spain under false pretenses. Once the French army tightened its grip, tensions erupted. On May 2nd, the people of Madrid launched a spontaneous and bloody rebellion against the occupying troops, attacking French soldiers in a desperate, chaotic uprising. Goya's 2nd of May 1808 piece captures this frenzy, a city ablaze with resistance. But the cost was immediate and brutal. French troops responded with merciless force, ordering mass executions without trial. Hundreds of Spaniards, guilty or not, were rounded up and shot. The 3rd of May 1808 transports us to that night, to the outskirts of Madrid, where revenge was carried out under a single harsh lantern. The painting captures the shift from the fiery chaos of rebellion to the cold, systematic cruelty of retribution. Goya forces us to witness the extinguishing of hope by the machinery of war. This is not just history, it's a warning. The painting's power lies in its unflinching portrayal of state-sponsored terror. Goya makes us confront the true cost of defiance. Goya's composition is a masterclass in storytelling. On the right, a line of condemned men moves toward their fate, faces twisted in fear, resignation, or prayer. At the center, a man in a white shirt kneels, arms outstretched, in a gesture of both surrender and defiance. He is not a soldier, but an ordinary man, caught in the machinery of war. His terror is palpable, his humanity undeniable. In contrast, the firing squad forms a faceless, mechanical wall of death, anonymous, unfeeling. Their humanity is erased. The disparity is chilling, individual victims versus the machine of execution. At the man's feet, corpses lie twisted and bloodied. The ground is stained with their blood. Goya does not censor the violence. He forces us to see its brutality. In the background, Madrid looms powerless and silent. The city sleeps while atrocity unfolds at its edge. This is not a heroic death. It is messy, brutal, and deeply human. Goya's painting is a confrontation with the darkest realities of war. Goya's use of light is overwhelming and powerful. A single lantern casts a harsh, interrogating glow on the victims, exposing every detail of their suffering. The killers remain in shadow, their faces are hidden, they have no sense of emotion. The central figure's pose echoes the crucified Christ, a secular martyr for liberty, not religion. A closer look at his right hand reveals a powerful detail, marks resembling stigmata, a symbolic reference to the wounds of Christ. Goya transforms sacred imagery, using it to highlight the absence of divine intervention. The sky is black, the only illumination is man-made and merciless. The painting becomes a universal symbol of innocent suffering and the failure of faith to halt cruelty. Goya's outrage is political and existential. This is a crucifixion without hope of resurrection. The light reveals not salvation, but the full horror of man's inhumanity. The 3rd of May 1808 is unforgettable because it refuses to let us look away. Goya thrusts us into the scene. We feel the terror, the gunpowder, the blood. This is not distant history, it is a visceral, emotional experience. The painting marks a turning point in art, rejecting the glorification of power and focusing on the suffering of the powerless. Goya's influence echoes through Manet, Picasso, and every artist who dares to confront atrocity. His goal was not beauty, but truth, a memorial and a warning. War, Goya argues, is not glory but barbarism, stripping away humanity from all involved. The painting is a mirror to our darkest impulses and demanding that we never forget. It is a scream against inhumanity that still echoes today.